After a routine upgrade, every single pipeline using the Groovy sandbox crashed with scripts not permitted to use method. The new Jenkins version silently tightened the sandbox, breaking pipelines that had run fine for months. Let's break down Jenkins upgrading, how it works, and the exact mistake behind that failure. Jenkins upgrading is the process of updating the Jenkins core version while ensuring all plugins and pipelines continue to work. It involves backing up your configuration, checking plugin compatibility, performing the upgrade, and validating everything works, with a rollback plan ready. Jenkins follows a predictable release cadence. LTS releases every 12 weeks and weekly security releases. For production, always use LTS and test weekly security patches in staging before applying. Before any upgrade, execute this checklist. Backup Jenkins home, export the plugin list, record the current version, and check plugin compatibility with the target core version. You can upgrade Jenkins via apt, war file replacement, Docker, or Helm. Each has trade-offs. War replacement gives the most control and easiest rollback. The biggest risk in upgrading Jenkins is plugin incompatibility. Use the Plugin Versions Compat tool to check compatibility and treat any incompatibility as a blocker. For high availability, use a blue-green upgrade strategy. Maintain 2 identical Jenkins instances, upgrade the inactive one, test it, then switch traffic via load balancer. This minimizes downtime and provides instant rollback. Always have a rollback plan. Stop Jenkins, restore Jenkins home from backup, restore the previous war file, pin plugin versions, and start Jenkins. Practice this drill regularly. Always test upgrades in a staging environment that mirrors production. Use Docker Compose to create a test instance with the same plugins and jobs, then run automated smoke tests. To avoid unexpected plugin upgrades, pin plugin versions in a pinned plugins (txt) file. Jenkins will not auto-upgrade pinned plugins. Commit this file to version control for reproducibility. After upgrade, run a validation script that checks the health endpoint, triggers a test pipeline, verifies its success, and compares the plugin list against expected. Integrate this into your CI/CD pipeline. Maintain a compatibility matrix, mapping core versions to plugin versions. Use tools like Plugin Versions Compat to generate it, and keep it in a Git repository for team review. This is the same issue we highlighted at the start. Here's exactly why that happened. In January 2021, Jenkins 22771 introduced a stricter Groovy sandbox that disallowed methods previously allowed. Our pipelines using sh with script parameters failed with scripts not permitted to use method Groovy, lang, Groovy shell evaluate. The changelog didn't mention this breaking change. Jenkins 22771 introduced a stricter Groovy sandbox that disallowed methods previously allowed, breaking pipelines. The fix was to downgrade to a compatible version or update scripts and approve method signatures. We rolled back by restoring Jenkins home from backup and downgrading the war file. Then we updated pipeline scripts to use approved methods or added method signatures to the script approval list. Since then, we always test pipelines in staging with the exact target core version before production upgrade. Skipping the plugin compatibility check is a common mistake. Always run the Plugin Versions Compat tool before upgrading to avoid plugins failing to load or misbehaving. Failing to backup Jenkins home means you cannot roll back cleanly. Always backup and test the restore process. Upgrading directly from an old LTS to the latest LTS skipping intermediate versions can cause database migration errors. Upgrade incrementally through LTS versions and test each step. The article references Jenkins 2.44 Plus and the Groovy sandbox breaking change in 22771. Note that the pinned plugins TXT feature was introduced in Jenkins 22221 and works reliably only with core versions that support it. For older versions, use the plugins TXT approach in Docker images instead. The article mentions Plugin Versions Compat, but doesn't show a concrete script. Here's a bash snippet that runs the tool and exits with an error if any plugin is incompatible. The article covers the Groovy sandbox incident, but doesn't explain why the sandbox was tightened. It was due to CVE 2020-22-22, a security vulnerability allowing arbitrary code execution via the sandbox. This context helps readers understand that such changes are security-driven and not arbitrary. The article describes rollback steps but doesn't provide a script. Here's a concrete rollback script for war-based upgrades that restores backup and previous war. To diagnose upgrade issues, check Jenkins logs, run the plugin versions compat tool, and test in staging. Use the validation script to compare plugin lists and verify health. Let's run through some common interview questions. What is the Jenkins LTS release cadence? LTS every 12 weeks with weekly security patches. Production should use LTS for stability. How do you check plugin compatibility? Use plugin versions compat tool, Java jar plugin versions compat, jar Jenkins version target, plugin file plugins, txt. Describe a blue-green upgrade strategy. 2 identical instances. Upgrade inactive 1, test, switch traffic via load balancer for instant rollback. And a few frequently asked questions. How often should I upgrade Jenkins? Apply weekly security releases as needed, upgrade LTS every 12 weeks or when required by plugin dependencies. Can I skip LTS versions? Not recommended. Upgrade incrementally through LTS versions to avoid migration issues. What is the safest upgrade method? War file replacement with manual rollback capability is safest for production. To summarize, always check plugin compatibility, test in staging, use blue-green for high availability, have a rollback plan, pin plugin versions, and automate validation. These practices will save you from the kind of incident we experienced. Ready to go deeper? Up next, Jenkins architecture. Controller and agent, then Jenkins freestyle jobs, then Jenkins freestyle job tutorial. Find them all at TheCodeForge.io. Thanks for watching. The full article and code examples are covered in detail at TheCodeForge.io.